breaking news coming in. 4 suspects have now been detained in Karnal, Haryana. The suspects were traveling in an SUV Inova car. Importantly, there have been 3 containers which could also contain IED that is now being reported. Let me also now go across to Bhavtosh joining us live on this broadcast. Yes, Bhavtosh, help us understand what has been seized so far.
Well, in fact, early in the morning at around 4 a.m., there was in fact a barricade that was put up by the Haryana police, by the Karnal police, in fact, and the barricade led to a car or an SUV being stopped, and there were 4 men who were traveling from Firozpur, that is in Punjab, and when the car was searched, there was one weapon that was seized and also around 31 cartridges. What we have gathered from our sources in Delhi police is that there were at least 3 tiffin bombs that were recovered, or containers that were recovered, that contained ID. Now, it's being suspected that the ID also have traces of RDX. Now, remember, right from early this January, there are several RDX that are being recovered across the country, particularly in North India. There are 2 such IEDs have been recovered from Delhi itself, and there are several such IEDs that have been recovered from Punjab, including the attack that took place in Ludhiana court premises and also in Burel jail just around a week back. And it's being suspected that these men were traveling from Firozpur in Punjab and were heading towards Delhi. Now, working on an input that was provided by intelligence agencies, Karnal Police have in fact stopped them. What we have gathered also is the fact that state FSL as well as bomb disposal squad have reached the spot, and they are presently searching the car, and they are also trying to ascertain whether the ID contains RDX or not. But it's a very worrying development that have taken place about the fact that these 4 men were traveling in a car which contains 3 such tiffin bombs or containers that contains suspected IED. We have also learned that these men were traveling from Firozpur in Punjab and were heading towards Delhi. They have, during the questioning, have admitted their links with the Punjab terror module, which is being run by a person called Rindha. Now, Rindha is someone who had a direct association with the person who in fact blew himself in the Ludhiana court premises when he was trying to in fact carry out a terror activities in December, and it's being said that he had a direct link. These guys have a direct link with a terror outfit which is trying to establish itself in Punjab.
Right, but Bhavtosh, we are playing out those exclusive pictures as far as that seized car is concerned, from where explosives that have now been recovered. But where in Delhi exactly, if that could be assessed? Are we looking at as a joint operation being conducted by different state police on working on this intel?
Well, obviously, it's a joint operation of different intelligence agencies as well as by the state police. What we have gathered from our sources in Delhi is that it was a tip-off that was given to Haryana police. These 4 men who were traveling in an SUV, white color SUV, the shots of which we have now put on air, they were traveling from Firozpur, that's in Punjab, and we're heading towards Delhi. Now, there was a naka or a barricade that was put up by the Haryana police at Madhuban Chowk at around 4:30 or 5 a.m. in the morning, and these men were in fact asked to get off from the car, and the searches initially led to recovery of 1 weapon and at least 31 cartridges. It looked like criminals were traveling in the car, but further searches of the car led to recovery of 3 different bombs, or one can say containers, and these containers were pre-assembled IED. Now, right from December, such pre-assembled IED have been recovered from different parts of North India, whether it's Punjab, Srinagar, or even Delhi. Now, 2 such IED have been recovered from Delhi. First one from Ghazipur wholesale market, a vegetable market, and one from old Simapuri. And this time around, similar IED have been recovered from this car. 3 such IEDs have been recovered from this car. Presently, even as we speak, bomb disposal squads as well as State Forensic Science Lab are going through the content of this ID, and it's being suspected that this ID might also have traces of RDX. A big, in fact, success for Haryana police, because they suspect that they were heading towards carrying out a terror attack, and they were in fact stopped at Madhuban Chowk in Karnal.